In this episode of my Chevy Astro Adventure Van Build series, I'll be installing the electrical wiring and the power center.
Okay, so for electrical wiring, what I'm thinking of is this is going to be the power station right here. So all the wires are going to be routed to this area, and my batteries will sit here. And I'll probably make some type of enclosure that goes over the wheel well, like a box with a lid that comes out and encloses all the electronics. So a lot of the wires are going to be routed up this way, up through these rafters here in the ceiling, these ribs, these beams. And then from here, I can split it off this way, and I'm thinking I'm going to have, you know, one 12-volt cigarette lighter type outlet there, and then if I want to charge anything with USB, I can just use one of the USB plug-in little charging inserts. And then the same thing over here, I'll probably have one or two 12-volt sockets there that I can use the USB little ports there if I want to, and I may have a light switch or something there. So basically I want to have power here and power there. And I'm going to have power here because this is where the power center is, so it's going to be very easy to have a lot of sockets and ports and everything right here that I need. So this area is not really an issue, it's just this wall over here. So I've chosen 14 gauge wire. Now 14 gauge I know will be fine because this is only a run of like, maybe 15 feet max from the power center up here to that furthest plug. And I don't plan on powering anything that's going to be high voltage there. If I want to power anything that's high voltage, I'll do it here. So that way I keep my wires as short as possible for the thicker gauge wire that you need. And this is basically how I plan on doing my routing of the wires. What I did is I just drilled a 5/16 inch hole here, put this rubber grommet in, ran the wire through this beam here, and then there was one hole here, and I just drilled another hole right next to it so I could loop this tie wrap around it, and that's going to hold these wires up.
Right now, I'm stripping these wires and getting them ready to splice together with my fan. I'll crimp these together, start pulling the wires down through the pillar here. And I'm running wire to a 12-volt outlet I'll have on the opposite wall. This wire will supply power to a 12-volt outlet by my bed. The LED lights I'll have illuminating the shelving, and two more 12-volt outlets that I'll build into the shelving. So I'll need to splice this wire off to multiple locations. And I like to tape up longer runs of the wire to keep them clean and just keep them together. And here I'm testing some of the wiring with a 9-volt battery to make sure it works.
And this is the dimmer switch installed.
And now it's time to start working on the power center. Here's a look at some of the components, minus the inverter, which I later returned. Now I'm laying out the components of the power center, trying to get an idea of what my enclosure will look like and how big it will need to be. This flexible piece of conduit routes both my solar panel wires and the wires connecting my DC charger to the alternator. The alternator wires are routed above the headliner, down the A-pillar, and underneath the steering column. From here, I'll need to drill a hole through the firewall to pass the cables through.
It's like right behind the brake too. It's like kind of in the way of where I need to be to drill straight almost. I gotta push the brake pedal down.
I'm using a step bit for this.
Maybe just watch that other side, make sure. And there was nothing there, but... Alright, thanks.
I plugged up the hole with a plastic plug. And now I'm going to cut a slit in the plug for the wires to pass through and kind of use it as a grommet instead of a plug. Now I'll feed the wires through the firewall. Next, I'll hook up a 100 amp inline fuse, and for reference, these wires are 4 gauge that I've used here. So I'll keep this disconnected until I have everything else hooked up. And now I'll jump back to the power center. I'm still experimenting with different layouts and designs. Here, I'm contemplating a design with many of the components of the power center mounted higher up the wall. I can keep the depth of the shelving in the power center thinner, but this would come at the cost of vertical storage space. Next, I try a design that's deeper, but allows all of the power center components to fit in one box close to the ground. This seems to be the best approach, so I think I'll run with that. Now, I need to figure out a spot to mount the DC charger, the largest component of the setup. I'll need to get creative to find a place to put it where it's accessible but out of the way and not taking up too much wasted space. I use a metal bracket to join 2 boards together and form the surface that I'll mount the electrical components to. I set the board back a few inches from the front of the power center so that when the charger is installed, it sits flush with the front face. Next, I figure out the layout of the bus bars, fuse panel, and circuit breakers. I want to keep my wiring short and the setup as simple as possible. But this is starting to feel like the adult version of Tetris. And here, I'm mounting the current sampler, which feeds voltage to my battery monitor. Another late night working on the van, but the power center is really starting to come together. Next, it's time to connect the main components of the power center. I've got 4 gauge welding wire for this, which is preferred because of its flexibility. Terminals, crimpers, and heat shrink tubing. And now I'll make my own cables for the components of the power center. I'll trim off about 1/2 inch of insulation from the wire, add a ring terminal, and crimp it on using these heavy-duty crimpers. And finally, I'll add some heat shrink tubing and use my heat gun to make a nice, clean connection here. This cable will connect my battery's positive terminal to the main shutoff switch's input side. So I'll cut this to length. Here, I'm making a couple of shorter cables to connect the current sampler to the bus bar. The electrical wiring part of the van build can be pretty intimidating, but just take it slow and do a lot of reading before attempting to connect these components, and you should be able to draw out a diagram of everything that you're doing and be able to explain to yourself what each component does. And if you're in doubt, get online, join a forum, a Facebook group. Don't be afraid to ask your question, and if all else fails, just leave the electrical wiring to a professional. Here, I'm using my oscillating tool to cut the hole for 2 switches that I'll be installing. So now you're looking at the side of the power center here, and you're going to notice this switch. And this is basically the master shutoff for the alternator and the solar charging. So I've got this 20 amp breaker here. If I flip this, my solar charging will go off. Now my solar charging is on. And the same with the alternator. If the vehicle is running, if I flip this, then the van's alternator would charge my battery in the back here, my house battery. And here I'm connecting my lights and outlets to the fuse panel. I've got my 12 volt outlet installed in the rear of the power center now, and most everything is connected. Here's the enclosure for the power center complete. This lid stays up by the little magnets making contact with the steel plate installed on the inside of the door. So this is the bulk of the power center right here. So coming right off the shutoff switch over there, the master shutoff switch, you've got this power line here going to the positive bus bar. And then this one goes off to the this circuit breaker here, which I can flip this and shut off all of these circuits. So these would be my overhead lights, my refrigerator, cooler, all of my outlets, all of the individual things that I've wired up, basically my overhead fan, things like that. I can shut all of those off just by flipping this switch. And off the positive bus bar, you've got this wire going into a circuit breaker, and if I were to flip this, I could shut off my DC to DC charger. And if you check the video description, I have links to all of these components if you want to check them out or buy them. This is my DC to DC charger. This one's rated for 50 amps. And the purpose of this is that it regulates the charge to the battery in a smart way. So it doesn't just kind of flood the battery with a bunch of voltage. It gives it the right amount of voltage at the right time to charge it safely and properly. And it has a lot of built-in protections, you know, overcharge protection, reverse polarity protection, things like that. This is a general indicator for the battery. It's not at 100%, it's like 95%, 97% right now. If it was 100%, it'd be reading green. This just means the unit is on. Red light here means that the solar panels are charging the battery. If the vehicle is on right now and I had the alternator activated, this light would be on to indicate that. And the battery sits back here in the power center right behind the wheel well. And you'll notice this here, this is a basically master shutoff for all of the power in the whole van. I can just shut this off with this flip of a switch. Everything's off in the van. And this is my battery indicator. This is how I know what's going on with my battery. Right now it's at 96%. And if I flip this switch, I can see that I'm drawing 2.3 amps.